Hey everyone, welcome to Up All Night DIY. I'm Monica. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm making this double-sided holiday sign. It's quick, easy, and festive. And it's part of the Quick Change Challenge, hosted by Teresa B. DIY and co-hosted by Living Life with Lon. You'll find links to their channels in the description box, as well as the playlist. Let's get into it. I'll be painting my sign on this plank, measuring 7 1/4 by 24 inches. But one of the great things about this project is you could use any size or shape, surface, whatever you like, whatever blows your hair back, and of course whatever colors that suit your decor. I'm using Ceramcoat black acrylic paint, and I'll deposit 2 coats on both sides as well as the edges. On the first side, I'm doing a reverse stencil. So with my silhouette, I cut the words fa la 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 la, la 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 la. And now that I've arranged them where I want them, I'll apply them to my board. For my top line, I've spaced the words about 2.5 inches apart. My second line of la la las, I'm spacing so that they kind of line up with the blank space of the upper line. With a cosmetic sponge, I'll apply Mod Podge to the lettering, which will stop the top coat from bleeding beneath the vinyl for a crisp finish. Now I'll add a white top coat. I do 2 applications. And now it's time to peel and reveal. Look how nice and crisp those letters are. Using a dowel, I'll add black dots between the fa la las on the top line. I dry brush the edges with black to distress it a bit. How cute is this? So simple and fun, and it'll go with any decor. Can't beat it. The flip side is our New Year's sign. I love this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. So, I thought I'd paint this side by hand. You don't need a cutting machine to make this sign. That's the best thing about this project. I used Photoshop to make my design and printed it to size. First, I'll line up my paper and I'll crease it to mark where I want it to go. I'll use painter's tape to keep it from shifting. I'll trace my first section using white transfer paper and a ballpoint pen. If you don't have white transfer paper, you can rub chalk onto a sheet of paper and use that instead. Make sure that you've traced all your elements before you pull your paper off. There's been many a times when I've gotten ahead of myself, removed the paper, and then realized I hadn't transferred everything. Next, I'll line up the Happy New Year section at the other end, and I'll check that my clock fits before I start tracing. Then I'll trace my clock right there in the center. With a liner brush and Ceramcoat Rain Gray, I outline the words 5 and 1, as well as the number 3. Once I have the letters outlined, I'll go back and I'll paint them in. On the 3, instead of painting it solid, I'll stripe it to add some visual interest. The words 4 and 2, I'll paint with Drizzle Gray. I paint the face of the clock with Hippo Gray, and I'll give it 2 coats. The frame of the clock will be Drizzle Gray, and again, I'll outline it first and then fill it in. To fill in the clock, I'm using a small flat brush. Again, I'll give it 2 coats. Happy New Year! I'll paint with Rain Gray. I'll outline everything with white. I think this would look really cute in metallics too. I mean, you could do this with a paint pen, silver, gold, rose gold, champagne, whatever makes you happy. I would suggest though, if you do decide to do metallics, whether it's paint or a pen, make sure that you do all your strokes in the same direction because metallic paint has memory. So you'll be able to see that the strokes are going in different directions. Up here on this top part of the clock, I'm adding a few lines, just for some detail. I add the 3, 6, 9, and 12 onto the face of my clock with white. If you didn't want to add the numbers, you could just use dots or lines just to indicate the numbers. That would be really cute too. And now I'll finish outlining my text. To add the clock hands, I'll dip a dowel into Drizzle gray and dot the center of the face. Then I'll paint in thin triangles for the hands. I position them just before midnight. With white, I'll highlight along the left side of the hands. And now for the really fun part, the streamers and confetti. I've dipped my long liner brush in my water, then into my Drizzle gray paint. The water will thin the paint a wee bit. Starting at the top of my board, just above the clock, I'll paint some curly streamers. I'll dip into the water when I switch colors. I paint a couple to the left and then to the right to kind of set a border to where I want my streamers to be. Then, I add some rain gray and hippo gray streamers too, just wherever and however I like. With a small flat brush, I'll add confetti just by making short little strokes of each color, starting beneath the clock, and then I'll add some fluttering down. Gotta tell you, having a lot of fun with this one. I'm from Philadelphia, and New Year's is a very big deal here. Each New Year's Day, we have the Mummers Parade. It's a Philly tradition, as well as roast pork with sauerkraut and pepper pot soup. The Mummers is one of the longest running parades in the country, and it wouldn't feel like New Year's without it. And finally, I'll spray both sides of my board with clear matte sealer. And here's side one. Va la 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 la, la 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 la. I hope you like it. I think it's really cute. I think you should go for it and totally make it your own. And here's our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 Happy New Year sign. I hope you guys love this as much as I do. This is so much fun. I want to thank Teresa and Lon for hosting today's challenge. Please be sure to check out their channels. They are just both so talented and so sweet. Links are in the description box. Hit the playlist, see what all the awesome creators have in store for you. You won't be disappointed. I've also made printables for you. Grab them in the box too. Come on back on Friday. I'll have more holiday projects for you and another excellent playlist. Please like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff. Drop me a comment. Tell me about your favorite New Year tradition. Stay creative, my friends. Thanks for hanging with me. See you next time. Up all night with Monica.